Welcome back to Living Local. Tomorrow is Tartan Day, a celebration of Scottish heritage on April 6th. Festivities often include parades of pipe bands, Highland dancing, and traditional Scottish foods. Joining us via Zoom today is Peter Wilson. He is the president of Great Scot International. Peter, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be joining your program.
So, Peter, what does Tartan Day mean to you?
Well, it's not really a Scottish event. It's really a North American event that got started in Canada, and then in the US, Senator Trent Lott and Republican Mike McIntyre said, look, if Canada has a Tartan Day, why don't we? And really it's because of the Scottish diaspora over the centuries, and 33 presidents in this country alone can claim Scottish descent. So there's a lot of Scottishness about the United States. So Tartan is an icon of Scotland, one of the many icons, malt whiskey being another one. But so it got the name Tartan Day. So and one way to celebrate it is wear your tartan on Tartan Day.
Wow, what an interesting background behind this day. Now, in your opinion, what is the best part of Tartan Day?
Well, you know, in the pre-COVID days, it would be the pipe bands marching down the streets and followed by all the families and Scottish clan members and so on. Particularly the one in New York, that's the biggest event of all. But several other cities throughout the United States, Los Angeles, Detroit, so on, they're all got pipe band parades. So it's a bit like Paddy's Day, but it's Scottish.
I love it. Now, Peter, how will Tartan Day be celebrated this year since many of those in-person parades, games, and bagpipe events are canceled?
Well, I should say that Tartan Day has now become a sort of Tartan Week. But, you know, tomorrow's the big day. But there are several events going on in various cities. There's seminars, there's educational aspects, and then there's a lot of partying, of course. I mean, just another good excuse to whoop it up, you know?
Whoop it up! I am all about this. Now, what kind of foods do Scots eat to celebrate?
Sorry, what was that?
What kind of foods do Scots eat to celebrate? Yeah.
Well, actually, Brittany, I think it's more liquid food than anything else. But there are all sorts of foods that help to absorb the liquid, like oatcakes and shortbread and so on. But yeah, it's more of a you know, there isn't a specific food. Like St. Paddy's Day, everybody might be eating Irish stew. Now, of course, they could be eating haggis, but that's another story altogether.
Now, Peter, you were kind enough to actually send us a bag of some Scottish foods that you can find at the Scottish grocer. So can you walk us through some of these items?
I certainly will. A very nice display you've done there. Thank you. There is, on the right-hand side there, you'll see a bottle of Iron Brew. Now, Iron Brew has a wonderful history. It was created almost about the same time that Coca-Cola was created. And it is, over the decades, it's become Scotland's national drink, other national drink. The first national one being whiskey, of course, Scotch whiskey, spelt without the E, by the way. So Iron Brew is alive and kicking today. We are the sole importers for the product, and we supply it all over the country. Amazon's one outlet, but we have distributors on the West Coast, up in the Northeast, and down in Houston and Florida and all over. And one of the supermarkets carries it, and the British set, Publix is a supermarket. They've been carrying it for years. So that's one of the products. An oat cake is not really a cake. That's the little triangular thing. Is a very healthy food product made with oats, and you know, you can have it with cheese, with marmalade, peanut butter, whatever. Very healthy product. So we try to promote that, you know.
Wow.
What else have we got on there? Let's see. I've got the list here. The Dundee Orange Marmalade.
Yes.
That is, it's called Dundee orange marmalade because the people that invented it came from Dundee, and the oranges used to be brought in by the old sailing ships, but they didn't last very long. So this couple decided to make a preserve and gave it the name Dundee orange marmalade. It's one of our top sellers as far as marmalade is concerned.
Wonderful. Well, Peter, I wish that we could go through every single item that you sent because they all look so wonderful. But we so appreciate your time today. And in your opinion, what is your favorite item that you offer at the Scottish Grocer?
Well, I have marmalade every day on an oat cake. And I make one for my wife when I take her tea tray to her every morning. She has an oat cake with marmalade and some of that fine tea there. So that's my favorite. I'm not a favorite of iron brew, but because my mother never had it in the house when I was growing up in Scotland. And I won't say why, but I like it. My son, well, of course, the thing is I have to be careful I don't eat my profits or drink my profits.
That's true. I'm sure it's difficult when you have all these tasty treats in the store with you. Yeah. Well, Peter, what a lovely experience to have you share some of your Scottish culture with folks here in America. And thank you for joining us to tell us more about Tartan Day. We really appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. It's a pleasure meeting you. Come to a Highland Games one day.
We will have to do that. All right, guys, for more information, you can go to greatscotintl.com. We'll also have those details posted on ourquadcities.com.